Meanwhile, on the front line. Oh shit, is that the tower back there? God damn.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That I did.
Am I gonna be playing as her?
That's Begilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
Oh shit.
There's no end to them.
I'm coming.
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
They gave
There's no
us
stopping us now. Come on. Let's show them what we're made of.
every new animation would take out our weapon. I guess it doesn't look so weird or just like, because before it was really quick, it looked kind of awkward.
We have them now. Forward.
Oh my god. Oh god, fuck.
Right! Let them have it!
That's a raging bull.
Oh my god.
That's her. Begilia.
They got their help.
Do not fall behind!
Damn, he's so tanky. Oh fuck. Jesus fuck.
Kneel or die!
Oh Jesus. God damn. Holy fuck. Listen.
Tremble before the sun!
No. Wait, you got it. You got it. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Damn. A whole lot of shit happening.
A worthy adversary. Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death. Sadu Hatun.
It's fucking.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
It should be fine.
Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. 800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi, after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed. Bitterly so.
Finally in Garlemald.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
Is that what we're gonna call it? Broken glass? Camp Broken Glass in there. Oh my god, look at us. Tertium. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that up there. What are the obstacles we faced? Our plans proceed apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with... Damn it. Would you mind asking Ishtola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Elizabeth and I will meet you there. Look at the tiny reaper. Meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over once my head has cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. There's the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Ether flows in unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. We'll be pleased to know most of the tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything's exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they've left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. I was merely thinking aloud. Mention a meeting, I will make my way there. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroi's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a proxy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Yeah. Ice fields. I love ice fields. Oh wait, no, I don't. If there are any survivors, we will surely find them.
I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
Gods be good. If it's this cold with Tatara's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. Must remember to thank her when we next meet. Makes me realize too that while the people of the Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, they'd be hard pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. But ho, chums, been giving something to do, have you? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you ask, we're to scour the Eblin Rime for survivors. Well, wander around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? It'd take forever to finish a job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically my telescope. Come friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. Sorry about that. I scratch. I spy on my little telescope. Massive sheep thing? Or maybe it's a cow. Oh, we're after either way. Is it an ether current? Oh no, it's just a wind spray. Damn it. Is that an ether current? Oh no, it's just a wind sprite. Fuck off. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see over over yon hillock? I'm mistaken it. That's a girl. Survivor, show me. Over there behind that tree. It looks like she's running away from something. So it's surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress, a rather fetching one at that. She'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints. Got a motorcycle. I'll let Lucia know where you're heading. I want to take these warming tinctures with you. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful, thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. Lest we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. You would think a man would be used to the cold. At least a little bit more. Fucking hated that. Is that an ether current? No, it's a wind sprite. Fuck. Getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first, we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been open in some time. Might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. And again, it's also possible she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? What is that? Hello? Anybody out here? Wait, somebody there. The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. We see her to get closer first, but must do so without drawing her attention. You use cover as your rocks. What is it? Getting awfully close to those things. So far, so good. I'll follow these guys. Ugh. Ceruleum spray. This fucker. Sneaky like me. Fucking hate. Wondering where they went. She lives here. Go. Hello. Duty complete. Phew, still in one piece. Hello. Hello. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Please, just want to talk. Malfino, this is my sister Alize and our good friend Sarah's. No intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all this. You did this to us. Didn't, I promise you. The other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Telafori are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald It won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy, our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we met that wasn't already enslaved. Were you able to escape the Telaforo's influence? Are any others like you? Sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Tell me your name. My name's Licinia. As far as how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night, the roar, that terrible roar, and the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hails are real, I saw one that day. I ran past friends, people I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent, struggled with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch, led as far as my legs would take me. Here? Your home? Now this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers, or it was, but now me and a few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I wanted to keep everyone else safe, and I didn't know if you were. The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help, can you? Of course, whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I'd better tell the others first, though. This is everyone. Sydney says he can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with the means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you to your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. I'm going to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alize? I'll have the fire burning in no time. May we build it under that gazebo? What? Oh, you mean the bower? Yes, do as you will. Something smells fishy. Boom. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about. So I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food. Not going anywhere. Until we nurse them back to health. Which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? Ah, you can use magic, so... could treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Imalinane's tincture. Once I can warm the body from the inside out. Make sure everyone gets one. The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies it will return with a vengeance. Warming tincture? I've never heard such a thing. Harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. Nothing but ruins now. A few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production and water purification, the magic tech that sustained us, has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, ceruleum engines is full of that stuff. For all the good it does us, No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well, yes, never better. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? Haha, it was a joke, a joke. If I laugh, 'tis what that I may not weep. Poet, and alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned to bear witness to the fall of the great empire. Our brethren lie dead or live on as puppets of. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. The hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved, and I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want? I get warm? Tincture? I suppose. Radio. Yes, it's a radio. You know how where you come from, I take it. Use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular, made with quality components crafted with the finest ore. Of course, from Locus Amunis it is. All that useful since the capital found ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like the others, because all we've ever been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, in ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Amunis. We may have founded an empire in this frozen waste, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. It's a solemn reminder that, though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. For Varus would not be defeated so easily. Yeah, you keep thinking that. What? My bike? What's that? You got all warm and fuzzy inside. This is what you gave the others. Thank you, I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Vergilius troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. They're the ones you encountered? Uh-huh. Camp Broken Glass, you call it? And Vergilia and her men are all there now. How did you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? You flew here. Airships. There might be a way to... Licinia, where is everyone? Something the matter? You have voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. The baby Almasi has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Let the soldiers to scare them off, while the animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people too. I just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a legatus, then surely a few beasts didn't pose a threat. If you're of a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I already tried asking if they would want to share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it any. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, they even reach their den. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our ways past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. You'd best watch out for baby almasties while we're away. Ah, yes, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoot them away. To reach Tapper's den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easy to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Who goes there? How'd you find us? What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? The purebloods over at Victor's Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up arseholes. Thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. Ah, looks like the boot's on the other foot now the capital's gone to shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game. Tell Sword, if you think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another thing coming. Consider me intimidated. There you are. Just after you left, Lucinia asked me to go and catch up with you in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. Well, this is Tapper's den. Then after you. Who are you? What happened to the guards? Garcians and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hell would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean? You were brought here from other lands? You're Albania, Yansha, Boja, Dalmasca, to name but a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life. All put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. The old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald. About the only thing they've escaped more or less unscathed is ceruleum engines, still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drying up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that if it's frozen over? Ah, wouldn't you like to know? Great secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days, what with the city in ruins. Take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. Though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger, unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, we should tell your contingents we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us, thanks to the Empire. And the knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. We're staying for the time being. As long as there's a need for ceruleum, I know where to get by, even if Garlemald as we know it is gone for good. Gone for good. Regardless of what the Ilzabard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. For the ordinary people, their lives, their stories, they be forgotten too? Suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. You've come seeking ceruleum, have you? Yep. What, those purebloods up at Victor's Spoils sent you? To turn to their enemies for help. They must be more desperate than I think. Then again, Licinia's got her little sister to think about. Sister, but we only saw Licinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get it around here. I may have refused Licinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange. I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Should I send them our way, you hear? I can't for the life of me think why Licinia would keep her sister a secret from us. We can ask about that after we've delivered this ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. Wait. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would still be treating them by the fire, but where did we seen? I'll look inside the house while you search outside. On fire. Try to send us away so we could leave. Asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me, caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. Can't fool us, we know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are, waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, and in you swoop. Here to help with our rots, all a ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get your revenge. Wrong, that's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later, we've got bigger problems. On empty medicine bottles and a bed that was still warm. It's true, Licinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. If you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I never give up my people. Trying to help them, you idiot. Your sister's ill. The empty bottles prove it, so the medicine ran out. You put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry, or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? Protect them from you. Oh boy. You invade our homeland, tainted with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. The Guardians should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We're waiting for a chance to free them since the moment you arrived. Getting us nowhere. I'm gonna say how Licinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. One without me, both of you. First need to tend to my injuries and theirs. I will join you in the search after. Alright, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, and that's where we'll start. This is a fresh footprint. Young women, judging by the size, this is definitely them. Come on. We can't exactly blame them for acting like that, because how much have they been told about anybody outside of Garlemald? trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as to not leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts. I can only imagine how hard it must be for her ailing sister to cross the ice. Really do with Alphino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Split up and look for clues. Where are these footprints going? Big leg though. Ah. Down here anywhere? Fresh blood. Blood staining the snow appears to be fresh, judging by the amount the victim may have been severely wounded. Trail of blood leads southeastwards. Leave me alone. They both die? The two bodies are already cold. Did they kill themselves?
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked. No. Why? Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold. I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all. I want to understand, so I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Jesus. There must have been something we could have done, but what? Would we have never come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? We already caused enough harm here. Let us return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia and do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. Let us linger here no more. Come. Leslie and Alphino tell me they have finished their preliminary search for survivors. We refrain from saying much more than that. Clearly they are reluctant to provide details. Might I ask you for your account?
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's 3rd Legion clashed with the 1st, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events at the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Zenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the 3rd Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession. And in response, the First Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the Third Legion's coffers, but the First as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the First Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
Tower of Babel.
This sounds awfully familiar.
We have something to show you all.
Varus spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you.
Well,
A
what's
young
up?
man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
I think we do.
Who do we have here?
Garleans? Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
I am Lucia Junius, a temple knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
I go. Be
I
strong.
don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
What would your mother say if I let you 2 go by yourselves?
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
A couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
Not in the least.
But I use a bow.
You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
I use a bow?
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.